Cliffjumper, commence countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we're ready to kick off the first review of 2018, and I thought I would kick it off by having the first one of the year being my first Transformer, the 1984 Autobot Warrior Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper was released in 1984 as part of the first wave of Transformers. He was also available in 1985. He would be discontinued in 1986, where he would be replaced in the lineup at the same price point with Pipes. Now, of course, early on, there was a variant of Cliffjumper that was released in a yellow color. Sort of similar to the way Bumblebee was presented. He was also released in yellow and red. So that's something for you viewers to keep an eye out for. The yellow one, however, does cost a little bit less than the red one, as red was always the way Cliffjumper was presented in the cartoon, so that's the way most of the fans want him. Cliffjumper, of course, in the cartoon was voiced by Casey Kasem, who also voiced a number of roles in the cartoon, including Blue Streak and the Autobot computer Teletran 1. Kasem is also famous for giving voice to Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo cartoon series. Kasem's also famous for his radio countdowns for top 40 hits of classic rock and roll. You will certainly be missed, Casey. Now let's take a closer look here at Cliffjumper and get a look at his articulation. He could rotate his arm at the shoulder. More intact samples, the arm would be able to stay in position, but well played with samples, the arms will wobble like that. And you can position a joint at the ankles so he can do some kicks, but that's mainly about it. But one other thing you want to keep an eye out on Cliffjumper toys is these tires. These are real rubber tires, folks, so always be on the lookout on them for wear and tear. You may not be able to see it too well on the camera, but it does have Dunlop molded on the tires. Those would be about the only loose parts on Cliffjumper, would be the rubber tires. Now, to transform Cliffjumper, he's just like doing it for Bumblebee. You would start by fold the head down, fold down the feet, and slide the legs into the body. And then you're going to straighten the arms out and push them in underneath. And there you go. Cliffjumper is a super deformed version of a Porsche 935 Turbo. It's the same as the hubcap, but Cliffjumper here has the spoiler. And for those of you who might be interested, that's how the yellow one looks. Bring it up close so you guys can get a good look at it. And the rubber wheels do allow him to roll pretty good here on this surface here. See? Rolls pretty good with just a simple tap of the finger. Even gets into a nice skid there. Very, very nice. Alright, let's take a look now at Cliffjumper's card backer. This here is the 1985 variant of the card backer, which strangely enough also still shows the yellow version of the car, and it has the no rub sign version. Turn it around to the back side, and you've got the 1985 mural right here, up there in the corner. Word about using the rub sign. That was on there, and of course you've got the simple step-by-step directions on how to transform him into a mini car. And he has his robot points. He was worth half a point. Rotate the card to the side, and we'll be able to look at his tech spec. It has a picture of him here. It matches the picture that was on the front of the card. It's done up in red to show he's an Autobot, and even says Autobot. It gives his name as Cliffjumper, and it lists his function as Warrior. His motto is, strike first, strike fast, strike hard. Let me at 'em is Cliffjumper's motto. Seems a contradiction, doesn't it, folks? His eagerness and daring have no equal. He's driven by a desire to win the battle against the Decepticons. Finds Earth terrain a hindrance. One of the fastest Autobots. Often uses his speed to draw fire away from others. Shoots glass gas, which makes metal as brittle as glass. His recklessness often leads to actual blowouts and situations too dangerous for him to handle. So he's an impulsive little character who's oftentimes getting himself into more trouble than he can take on by himself. We've all been there before, haven't we? Laying the decoder here over the grid, we'll take a look at his vitals. It lists his strength as 4. His intelligence is also 4. His speed is 7. His endurance is 4. His rank is 5. His courage is 10. His firepower is 7. And his skill is 5. So that more or less makes Cliffjumper about average in terms of being an actual soldier for the Autobots. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Cliffjumper? Well, obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased towards Cliffjumper. As my first Transformer toy, he and I went on a fair amount of adventures during the childhood years of my life. So I'm very proud to still say that I have him here in my collection. A little worse for the wear, but still raring to go into battle. As a toy, it was my introduction into the Transformers, as I had gotten him before I had actually seen the actual cartoon. As a character, though, he can be a little bit of a troublemaker. He has his uses by being faster than most of the other Autobots. He can draw fire away from more serious and possibly even wounded Autobots, or to draw attention away from one that's probably trying to stage an ambush or sneak attack. His unique weapon, which would have been nice if he came with a gun to use it, but that's where imagination comes in, folks. His unique weapon does make him somewhat useful in the field of battle to weaken the hard armor on other Transformers. However, he's hindered by a lot of the other low stats that he has. The rather low strength and intelligence means that he is rather on the weak side, and the low intelligence, I think, reflects more on his impulsiveness. Cliffjumper was never portrayed as being stupid, but his impulsiveness does cause him to act rather than think about what he's getting into, and that oftentimes can put him at a severe disadvantage against many of the quicker-minded Decepticons. He may think that he's got them played, but in reality, they're well aware of what he's up to and are just playing along with him until he runs into a spot where he can't get out. and they've effectively trapped him. As was shown in one of the early cartoon episodes where even Laserbeak was able to outwit him temporarily until one of the others appeared and drove the bird brain away. All in all, despite my personal favoritism towards Cliffjumper, I'm going to put him in about in the middle tier. While he's certainly not good enough for a top tier, he's not worthless enough to be put down in the bottom tier. As I still hold a special fondness for his character, and he still does have his usefulness. So, middle tier character, folks. And that concludes my review of the Generation 1 Autobot Warrior Cliffjumper. If you liked the video, thumbs up it here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. Please also consider leaving a like on this video and share your thoughts for Cliffjumper in the comments section down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying that I hope we all have a great 2018, and I will catch you all later.